What's up, everyone? Stock Catcher here. Hope everybody having a relaxing weekend. Who's ready for a brand new week of trading? I mean, we're the only people in the world, I think, that is excited for Mondays, right? Day traders, swing traders, doesn't matter if you're an investor. Mondays, in my opinion, are one of the most exciting days, which is really fortunate. If you're enjoying the videos, guys, I'd appreciate if you like the video, comment down below anything. It really helps the YouTube algorithm because YouTube pushes the video so it gets a lot more views, and I can help a lot more people, right? And I had a really positive response on yesterday's video where I talked about how I'm never gonna charge for these premium alerts. Like 95% of people, you can actually check yourself, 95% of people charge a lot of money for alerts and stuff. They're making like probably six figures, in my opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's always gonna be free, guys. I'm just trying to help. I should trade this live on StockTwist Twitter every day, starting in the morning, actually early bird gets to worm pre-market. If you on Eastern time, that's like around 8 a.m. and it's like that every day. I'm actually gonna be live on there. The second I see a stock, that looks good, I post it. I don't gatekeep anything. Some people saying I mention stocks after they rip. That's not true. If you check my post, I mention it literally at the start of the move almost all the time. I mean, not almost all the time, but often, right? You see, for example, a stock on pre-market, I see it had news at $4. I mention it. Rip face is 7. This happens like almost every day. So I'll see you guys there on StockTwist Twitter. So today's video is a continuation of yesterday, where I had so many people, like 50 people, asking me to analyze stocks. And unfortunately, I cannot go over every single stock. If you listed a couple, like one person, for example, lists like 8 stocks, I can only pick one per person because, it's just way too much people. So this video, I'm going to be going over the stock. So Riot, this is a crypto stock. This one, higher float, 331 million float. And if you know about crypto week is coming up, right? A lot of crypto stocks are probably going to reface, in my opinion. And it's even without PR, but I think a lot of companies are going to start to drop PR, like news in morning time especially. Yeah, sorry guys about the background noise. I'm actually recording outside. If you've been noticed about my older videos, my voice was weird, right? Because I recorded at the nighttime primarily, but it's because I have family and I don't want to wake anybody up. That's why my voice is really weird. But I started to record now in the daytime, and unfortunately in the weekends I spend a lot of time outside, so I can't use my nice microphone that I purchased at home. So I'm mainly recording on a phone, and I gotta purchase like a wind blocker or something, which is gonna probably come soon. So appreciate you guys. So this video talking about Riot right here, right? This stock, crypto stock, is in a nice uptrend. Looking at it right now, you really want to see previous resistance break. This is a thicker stock. If you know anything about thicker, I mention every video, higher float equals more slower action most of the time and less volume, right? If you see these micro floaters that have breaking news, you see a huge amount of relative volume. You see them ripping face dollars within seconds. When it comes to these thicker stocks, you're not really gonna see that. So you want to really more go towards the fundamental approach. Maybe look for if these companies start to release news, especially crypto week coming up, or just in general momentum from these Bitcoin stocks are gonna drive the price higher, in my opinion. So this is a nice pick. Next one, RMTI. This one, someone mentioned about how this stock has an estimated earning potential, and this person is talking about with news, more volume, this could run. And look at the chart. This is a multi-day setup. If you would know my videos, I always talk about multi-day setups are one of my favorite strategies. So that's when a stock makes a big move up, then you see a pullback, hold the previous levels, and then it continues higher. It doesn't happen 100% of the time or most of the time, but it does happen definitely more than half the time, in my opinion. So you definitely want to keep this on your watch list. I did some quick research. This is like a bio company, right? Kidney. They specialize in kidneys, I believe. And what do you remember if you watch my videos? What was the last stock that was bio, that did kidneys, that ran like 600%? It was PROC, PROK, PROC. This company, Pro Kidney, this stock ripped like $600. I mentioned that dollar rip face. And this stock, I'm not going to say it's gonna do the same thing, but this person is really bullish on it. Maybe keep an eye on it, guys. Next person, BNZI. This one, looking at it right now, it looks like a dead cat bounce type of setup. If you watch my videos, the dead cat bounce is one of my top 10 strategies in trading, where when a stock makes a big drop, like a decline of more than 80%, in my opinion, almost always you're gonna see a bounce just based on technical. Like RSI, I don't know if you use Bollinger Bands, or basically it's like when the stock makes a big move down, right, it bounces. So this stock, it looks like that right now. Looking at it right now, the range is crazy. 2 million float. You already know, guys, I like the lower the float, the better. 2 million float, software company. But honestly, this stock looks like it's really shorted. Like the selling side is just so strong. I just looked at it earlier, I analyzed it. The selling pressure is so strong. So unfortunately, this may need some type of news to pop top rip face, right? So this one, BNZI, interesting pick to this person. Next play, BMNR. This one, I mentioned it like $15 in the ripping face to 161. It was like 1,000% ripper? I don't know if you guys remember, I mentioned it many times. And this stock, looking at it right now, this is trying to hold that previous key support level, and it looks like it made a really big retracement type of action, right? It basically made a big move up, big move down. Now maybe you want to look for, if you're bullish on the stock, maybe look for that bounce off at open. Maybe it's going to hold up. This is another one of those micro floaters, former supernovas. If you remember what I said earlier, stock personality is key when it comes to these small caps. When a stock makes a big move in the past, it's likely going to repeat unless there's like an offering or it's like really heavy. But this looks like, yeah, it could have bounce potential. Look maybe at the open if it respects those psychological areas, for example, $50, or if it has huge thin volume, which causes a halt. So interesting pick. Next one, SUG-P. This one I think I mentioned this one in the past. It was a multi-day ripper. Mentioned in pre-market, I think like 90 cents. I remember, and then a rip face, and then now it's trying to hold that multi-day continuation type of setup. I looked it up real quick. This is like a Hong Kong name, and if you remember what I said in the past, Hong Kong, Chinese stocks, Singapore, these stocks have really big moves based on the experience I had right in the history, the past. So this stock, looking at it right now, the one thing I like about it is over that $1 psychological level, and on the extended time frame, it's starting to form a base. I said it in the previous videos, you want to really look for that base, because that's where a lot of buyers are going to soak it up, and then it's going to squeeze the shorts, right? Because this stock used to be 43 cents. And it's trading over $1. That's a big percentage gain, even though it may not seem like it. Isn't that like a 200% gain? So interesting pick to this person. Next one, CIGL, 1 million float. Nice float, dead cat bounce. This person saying got in at 460. Do you think it'll jump back up around $6 to $7 mark? Well, if this stock, it does look like it make a really big drop. But if you remember what I said in the past, when a stock makes a big drop and there's a dead cat bounce that follows after, most of the time, based on my experience, it doesn't make a bigger pop. For example, this is an example. If a stock is $100, it drops to 20. No, let's say it drops to 10. $100 to $10. That's a 90% drop. And the dead cat bounce, let's say there's a dead cat bounce from 10 to 15 or 20, which is a really nice bounce. That's like 100%. Most of the time, it ends up going back down. So this stock does look like it already made a bounce. It dropped from $29.50 to $212. And you're looking at it right now, it looks like it bounced to 5, I think. Because I'm outside, I can't really see the number. So yeah, it already made the bounce. So I'm not saying that it's not going to bounce again, but I'm just saying to keep that in mind, because unless there's a catalyst, or unless it's like short squeeze or something similar to that nature where you see a push up, that's pretty much a bounce. But I do think that it could definitely bounce based on the consolidation it's having. And on top of that, it's a 1 million floater. Any stock that has lower than this micro float, there's really potential for a bigger move, like a bigger squeeze, right? Just based off of the volume alone. Because a small amount of volume could really drive the stocks higher when the stock's low float. So this is a nice pick. Your average is 460. So maybe look out for the break over previous resistance, right? Over the 5 key psychological. And again, everything that's in my videos is not financial advice. I don't have a degree in finance. I'm just trying to share my opinion, just trying to, entertain, right? Help people. So next one, SBLK. This one, 90 million float. This person mentioned it. It's a marine shipper. If you remember that pick I mentioned, OP, just like it was like 3 weeks ago, that stock refaced. There's a shipper type of stock. And generally, based on my experience and history, these shipper stocks, they don't really have the best price action. Like the shippers, there's a lot of them. What is it? Tops, PSHG, GLBS. I remember there was like really big runners. I remember Dries. There's like these shippers went crazy, but this stock looking at right now is a thicker stock. It's like this is a V type of setup. Basically, that's one of my strategies that I like to use, where a stock first makes a big move down, and then they pop up. It's like vertical. You want to see that previous resistance clear and draw the trend lines. And this stock, looking at it right now, the volume is really nice. It's starting to get increasing. This is a nice setup. So good pick to this person. I think honestly, looking at it right now, it's 1845 close. Yeah, it could go back to that 20 key psychological pivot in my opinion. So nice pick to this person. Next one, TDTH. This one, Singapore stock, 70 million float. So it's higher float. It looks like a multi-day setup. There's also mentioning how They're building a $500 million XRP treasury with SBET. Yeah, basically I said yesterday's video, basically any stock that has crypto ties, whether it's XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, doesn't really matter what it is, they're gonna have bullish price action in my opinion. Not all of them, obviously, but for the most part. Because it's just how it is. Bitcoin's breaking all-time highs. Any single person that does crypto, they know what Bitcoin is, right? So once the leader, Bitcoin, is going crazy, all these the ones under that, right? They're gonna definitely get attention. They're gonna get volume. They're gonna get buys, right? So this stock, looking at it right now, you want to see that 50-cent hold, and this stock looks like a Cobra type of setup. If you remember what I said, I have many setups, and not all of them are from the books Investopedia. Some of them I made it myself just based on my experience. So what a Cobra setup is basically like a stock that looks like coiling up, and then just rip and face, rip the tongue. Cobras stick their tongue out. And again, the way I trade is mainly like I just use my own experience, and that's what helps me a lot. I know a lot of people think that you have to spend thousands, tens of thousands of bucks to get good at trading. That's not true at all, in my opinion. Just because you spend money doesn't mean you're going to get good at trading. And you can learn everything you need for free. I swear, guys, I'm just being 100% honest. You can learn everything for free. It's all online, YouTube. You could Google something. You could use your own experience. You don't need to pay thousands of bucks. So TDTH, a nice pick. Next one, GCT. This is a software company. Looking at it right now, it's the same exact situation earlier as the shipper stock, where you see that big drop and it's starting to bounce back in a, what is this? It's like a cup type of pattern. I'm outside, so the light is not really good on my my software, right? So this stock, looking at it right now, it definitely does look bullish. It looks kind of like a inverse head and shoulder type of pattern, right? I can't really see well, but the volume is increasing, as well as it's starting to break out of that previous resistance, and the stock looks really interesting. GCT, I remember I banked on this one actually in the past. This is a low float, right? 20 million float. So nice pick to this person. Next stock, LAES. This person saying, well, my opinion, it looks like this is another one of those multi-day setups. It makes a big move up and then consolidation, and this is a higher flow stock, 110 million float. Ideally, I like to trade lower flow stocks, 30 million under, but it's like a thicker name. It's a semi type of stock, right, in the sector. So if you look at stocks in the semi industry, what do you been noticing about the news, right? Lately, the semi chips, and I remember in the past I traded many stocks in the sector actually. That made a lot. It was like really profitable. I don't know how it is currently, because like I said, I'm more of a technical trader at this time. I would have to do more research on the fundamentals as well as the news surrounding the semis and that industry. But looking at it right now, technically wise, it does look like there's some selling pressure after those pops, like the rejects off of those shooting star pattern. But it's starting to form a base, and you could see that maybe after open, it could have a nice push towards the previous $4 resistance, because right now it's trading, it says it's at 360. And you already know, guys, I like the whole dollar levels. $4 plus will be nice on the stock to continue the uptrend. So this was an interesting pick to this person, LAES. Next one, TVGN. This is a bio company, 28 million float, and the setup right now, daily chart looks nice. You see that flag type of setup, right? It makes a big move up, consolidation. And when it comes to bio stocks, really, when it's like, kind of like this channel, you really want to see a news that ends up breaking out of this algo type of consolidation, right? Because right now it looks like it's not really moving. This person's saying been holding from October, and that's a long time ago. That's like almost a year ago, right? So you're holding a stock, and it looks like October, that was when the stock went to 3+. So right now it's at 122, which is a big drop. So when you got in the stock, were you planning on swing trading it, day trading it, or what was your plan? Because if you were planning on day trading it, for example, you're trying to break that previous $3 momentum level and then riding it to maybe $5, but it didn't work out. In my opinion, maybe it should have been, stop loss or cutting the stock. But if you're planning on swing trading this, as you're going through the months, right? Again, this is not financial advice. I'm trying to be careful with my words, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing my opinion. So if you plan on swing trading this stock, in my opinion, when you get in the stock a starter, right, and the stock makes a big drop, it will be not a bad idea to maybe get some dips, right? So your cost basis goes down, and then you could accumulate positions slowly. You don't have to rush. And when you're trying to think like macro long term, if you're swing trading a biotech, especially looking for those catalysts for a big move up, you don't have to go all in immediately. Maybe just average down, and then once it news comes out, or once that stock finally starts to break out, maybe you could just get out profit. But I don't know if you're long, you're swing, or day trading. It's very specific strategies for each method. But if you're just back holding, because you said you've been holding since October, let's just say, for example, if it is a back hold, then in my opinion, honestly, it's not the best strategy, because I had a lot of bags in the past too. And I'm telling you guys, I'm just being 100% honest. If you cut your bags and then you hop into a stock and you make your money back, you could literally make back what you lost within a very short period of time. And again, this is not financial advice. I don't want to see any guarantees, but it's just based on my experience. I did that. I had bags. I cut them, used that money. I hopped in like a pre-market ripper. I literally made back what I was holding, like red, within like minutes. Like holding a red bag for weeks, you make it back in minutes. Again, then I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but I'm just saying that's what I do, right? So I don't really hold bags, but this stock, maybe look up the pipeline. We'll see what's going on. So next one, NEGG, this one 14 million float, just blue sky ripper. I mentioned this one last trading day, and the ripping face. You really want to keep an eye on this, because once it starts to break out of that previous resistance, goes to blue sky territory, there's no resistances, right? You could go to 100 plus. And this person is saying that NEGG has legs. Look at it right now, I don't see any resistance. Maybe because I'm outside, I have to look at more the extended chart, like the weekly chart or the monthly chart. Looking at it right now, it looks like, yeah, it holds 50. It probably keep pushing higher, similar to BMNR, where shorts got really squeezed on that name. BMNR, SBET, NEGG again. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on this. I added to my watch list even before the mention, actually, to monitor this week. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one as well. Next one, FAAS. There's only like 2 more stocks, guys, so appreciate the comments, right? So next one is FAAS. This is a crypto name. I mentioned this one like 50 cents, and then they're making a nice move up. And then this person saying he has a feeling if you explode with, I think he's trying to say acquisition looming and Bitcoin. Yeah, the stock I mentioned at 50 cents, and then they're making like a really big move. You could check the timestamps. And this stock, again, crypto week is coming up. You see it's like a flag type of setup. Now, not really a flag, but it made the big move up and then pull back, and now finally starting to break out of that downtrend. You see that huge volume stick. And you want to see right now the price of seeing at 48 cents, so it's still below that 50 cent level. I think honestly it could easily push past 50 based off just the based off just the crypto week alone. So go towards $1. And this person's average is saying he's at 54 cent average. That's really low. I thought his average was like 150. So yeah, I'm pretty sure based off of this week alone, this person will probably be in a nice position, right? So next stock, Galt. This 43 million float. Person saying, look at the stock right now. It looks like it's in a flag type of setup, right? So after that big move up, consolidation, and slowly starting to grind higher, that's where shorts get bent and get in a lot of trouble, where the stock makes a big move up and it doesn't go down. It just keeps grinding, similar to GNS, which I'm going to be talking about real soon. So when a stock makes a big move up, a lot of shorts enter, in my opinion, and they expect a round trip, right? So if a stock is just consolidating, it's not going down, and if it even grinds higher, which is what you're seeing right now in the chart, that's when they get in a really bad sticky situation, right? And because not even with PR, but if PR drops, these shorts get really in a squeeze type of pre-market action, margin call type of situation, right? So it's a really interesting pick. And I think this one also has a high amount of shorts as well, based on the short percentage. So nice. So yeah, guys, GNS, next stock, last stock for the video. A lot of people love GNS. The crypto week is coming up, and you're gonna see, in my opinion, either 2 types of price action. You're gonna see the grinding type of action towards 2+, or you're gonna see a stop loss type of rate where bulls get spooked, but then immediate spike up based off of the news, right? So that's either gonna happen, in my opinion, one of those 2 scenarios, where it's gonna be a big quick push, or it's gonna be one of those grindier pushes, which I think the grindier push is more better, in my opinion, because if you just see a quick pop and drop, that's not really good, because that enters a lot of opportunity for bears to come, because based off of the shooting star, right, just a pop and drop. Rather you want to see genuine grinding strong base forming, right, to make higher highs. So I'm really excited for this week, guys. If you're excited, like the video, comment down below. And I'm definitely going to be improving my audio and trying to speak better, because I'm not really into the YouTube thing, right? So I'm just trying to get better every day, guys. Appreciate it. So peace, guys. Have a great night, guys. Let's bank this week. Stock Catcher Center.